have definitely become a part of modern American life. Combine that with the COVID lockdown and the police shootings and the Washington, D.C. unrest, and it's pretty fair to say that many people are really hurting out there. They're traumatized and they're grieving. So let's talk about that grief, how to recognize it in loved ones and how to deal with it within ourselves. Joining me now is Dr. Jerry Sherwood, a psychiatrist and medical director at Hendricks Behavioral Hospital in Plainfield. Dr. Sherwood, thank you so much for taking time to talk to us about this. Here we are again, another mass shooting in our own backyard. How should people watching deal with the grief and the anger and the frustration that they might feel inside?
Well, I think you make a good point in that there's anger as well as the usual things we associate with grief, anxiety, sadness, shock. I think the part about a mass shooting is it brings the aspect of our own personal safety into question. And as a part of that, it intensifies the reactions you would normally think of, and can cause you to re-experience previous traumas as well. So let me express my sympathies to the victims and their families and loved ones. It is unfair that people have to experience these kinds of traumas, but it has become a common experience in the United States. As far as looking at the kinds of symptoms you would see in a loved one, you're looking for those strong emotions, but a withdrawal from their activities of daily living. And that's to be expected. But with the COVID pandemic, we have the diminished ability to come together in order to grieve and support each other in a mutual fashion. And I think that's probably something that makes these most recent experiences all the more intense. And grief doesn't have to just be a process that you get over in a period of 2 to 3 weeks. There is always the risk that the symptoms will continue and that it will lead to an anxiety disorder or a depressive disorder. And when that happens,
those are very big realities. You know, many people have lost someone during this pandemic and they've never really had a chance to grieve because of the lockdowns and the social distancing, and events like this must magnify what they're feeling. What do you talk to your clients about when it comes to this, and can grief lead to depression and depression to alcohol, drug use, things like that, and how do we break that cycle?
Well, it means reaching out. It means connection. I think that's the worst thing about COVID is the social isolation, which has caused people to grieve individually and not get that kind of support. So getting the help that you need, and it doesn't have to be a psychiatrist, it could be a pastor, it could be a good friend, but not to sit alone and kind of rethink and obsess about the loss of control that this represents in all of our lives. We all go through the natural grieving process if you're beyond a certain age as loved ones die, but that added aspect of personal safety being at risk just intensifies it so much. And I think I read somewhere that alcohol sales have gone up 20% over the last year, which is a really worrisome sign, but it goes again to people trying to cope with anxiety and depression without their usual support system.
You know, I had this conversation with a chaplain earlier today about how people can cope. And you know, the first 24 hours, everything is so loud, right? Like you see so many people reacting. But it's the days afterwards where things get a little bit more quiet, where people might not realize the resources that they have. What type of support services are out there that you think, would help people?
Well, there are multiple community mental health centers throughout the state of Indiana. All the major hospitals have counseling services of one kind or another. There are multiple private practices, social workers, psychologists, and psychiatrists in Indiana that can be helpful. Suicide or crisis hotlines if necessary, if you're in a state of panic. But I think just to reach out, maybe it's just a friend that can help you kind of put things into perspective and point out, while there are tragedies that occur in the world, not everyone is bad, and that there is goodness in the world, and that we can, if we pull together and can connect, we can get through most anything.
Dr. Jerry Sherwood, thank you so much for taking the time to explain this with us. It's important. The work that you do is important. We really appreciate your time.
No problem.